Hello, everybody, and welcome to Memorial Day edition of Graded Point Live because we don't have any lives.
But first, a message from our sponsor.
Yes.
The snack that smiles back.
Pussy.
Jesus.
Did you not know that was coming?
I knew I'd already heard it. But
I sent it to him in DMs like I did you, and I fucking played it in here so Xavier could hear it.
mm-hmm.
So Wayne should be, Wayne should just be good and fucking immune to it by now, but I guess not.
No, still not.
Wasn't that inspired by who was it that inspired that? Wasn't it on Twitter?
Yeah, it was me.
Yeah.
It was you?
I was the one who was like the snack that smiles back, coochie.
Mm-hmm.
I know, but I mean, who inspired that? You to say it? Because I thought it was in a conversation. I just can't remember what the conversation was.
We were talking about I was talking about eating coochie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It was typical conversations that you and I have on Twitter, just fucking around. and then we started talking about coochie. You know, like as you do.
Just normal conversations, no big deal,
There was
About
an
eating
alternate
coochie.
version of that I was gonna do, where I was gonna do it just like how I just sang it, where it was the snack that smiles back, and then it was gonna cut to me going coochie.
Yeah.
But then I was like, but the pussy kid might be funny.
Which is funny.
What it do?
What'd it do?
Oh, new person got here.
The snack that smiles back.
Pussy.
Are you just gonna play that every time we get a new viewer?
Yes.
Because that would be
Do
actually
it.
funny.
Not
Just-
even when we get a new viewer. Just anytime I see anything different happen, fucking in chat or with the fucking, I'm just like, what's this?
Yep. Oh gosh. I don't know.
Oh wait, hold on 1 sec.
Trying to figure out how I got here. Getting that sip.
Had to get that large sippy.
So, yeah, we got 4 viewers. This is disappointing.
Well, it is.
It's picking up. It's picking up.
Wayne, you gotta remember, this is fucking Memorial Day. People are probably still out partying, getting drunk, or it's
They should be
nighttime
getting
now,
ready
they're
for
probably
fucking
doing
work. The party
Nigga,
is
you
over.
know. Nigga, you know how some of these people be. They'll be like, oh, what? The holiday was Monday, but Tuesday, fuck it, I ain't going to fucking work. Fireworks and beer, fuck you, America.
Wait a minute.
That's what I would
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
He did not break that table. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I love that. Let me get my. I didn't shill it in all the places. Let me shill it in one more place. Maybe that'll get the lads in here at least. They can keep the channel
Start
locked.
bullying Piper. Yeah, we gotta fucking bully the shit out of Piper because she's. Everybody, like, chat, I need you to bully Piper because she's fucking super low T right now.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what, Piper? You want to tell us what happened? Cause
Yeah, she's bringing us down, so we need to bring her back up. So
yeah. What's going on there, family? Ding dong.
yeah. Tell us what's up, so we can work through this together and be a family again. So mom and dad don't fight anymore.
Some jerk that's a jerk pretty often was being a jerk.
That is literally the shortest story you've ever told on this show.
My friend, did you get bullied? Did you my friend, my niggy, my guy, did you get fucking bullied on Twitter.com? Is that what you're telling me here?
No, not on Twitter. No.
Where'd you get? You fucking
On
you got-
Twitter, I went and explained it better though. What
Did you get
happened?
fucking internet bullied, my guy?
Was it
No.
internet bullying or was it like our IRL bullying? That'd be the
IRL bullying.
Oh, damn, dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I already know who you're talking about.
And it made me sad. So
Am I right? Am I?
I got the thing here, Wayne. I got the linkity do here.
well, it's not the kid this time.
The child has not caused the depression. Well, that's good. That's good at least. Well, usually when the child
he causes 99% of the stress, but the depression.
I was gonna say
no.
Yeah, usually he causes you to be stressed, and you're like shut the fuck up, and like. Wee!
All right, we will steer into this momentarily. Pull the convoy over, and God, I might have to read Piper. Let's see.
Wow.
You don't gotta do it in the Piper voice. You can just
No. I said no. I got to.
you
I'm not. I would never try to even attempt. I don't think my voice is capable of getting that high.
My voice is my voice actually? My voice isn't high.
She says as she proceeds to get higher.
God damn it!
I mean, there was a scale. I mean,
my voice isn't high.
She fucking went from. She went from like normal to Mariah Carey. What the hell happened here?
Shit.
Jesus. Because like I had a friend one time when I worked for a furniture store, and they were talking about music or something. And one time she was talking about Mariah Carey, and she talked about, but you can't cry like Mariah Carey. I was like, when did Mariah Carey cry in her songs? She's like, no, you don't understand that whole, at the top, she basically wiles out in a song, hits that really, really, really high note.
There's actually a word for that.
But she called it crying, which, I don't know. What is the word?
The part about that is, though, Wayne, doing all that crazy vocal shit that she did in the 90s literally ruined her voice.
Oh, I know. She sounds like a gruff old man now.
Yeah. Like, I love...
Bad.
Because it was like a couple years ago, she was doing a rendition of All I Want for Christmas Is You.
Uh-huh.
And I think for the really high parts, they actually had to use like a recording because she can't hit those notes anymore. Yeah. Because she just shredded her fucking voice.
So she basically just screaming for all those years. I mean, you basically it is screaming, like.
Well, yeah. I mean, especially when you're putting all that power behind it, because like my younger sister actually does like, voice stuff. She's been in musicals. She's doing music stuff. And anytime we listen to a pop song that has a female artist who does that shit, she gets actual like tarred angry, like I do about everything. Mm-hmm. Because she knows what happens to your voice when you do that.
Yeah.
That's why, like, I think like the lead singer Disturbed, that like vocal fry he did for Down with the Sickness.
Oh yeah, David Draymond, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like he did that for so long that he can't really do it anymore because, like, if you do it too much, you can cause like your throat to fucking bleed and shit.
Or like when they did when they did Sound of Silence, and he did most of that in like almost normal, as like air quotes normal for a Disturbed song. I was like, wow, I didn't know he had that range because apparently he was an opera singer. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
But it makes sense.
Yeah.
It's really funny. It's gonna be a fucking welcome to Music Point 5. But people like the lead singer of Disturbed, like the lead singer of fucking Slipknot, when they're not doing the fucking nu metal voice, I'm like, y'all niggas can actually sing? What the fuck?
Right. Exactly. It's like when I heard them do Sound of Silence, and he was like, starts off with that whole "Hello, darkness, my old friend." I'm like, is that David Draymond? Like what the fuck? Right. And then when he hits it, when he goes there, when he goes to that, and it's like, and even then he doesn't like tear it apart. He just like gets a little bit of that vocal fry near the end of the song, and you're just like, chills everywhere kind of thing. It's like it's just awesome. So yeah, I can see what you're talking about. How did we get here?
Fucking I don't know.
Oh yeah, because
Piper voice.
Piper voice. Yeah, did her.
Oh yeah. Piper's fucking.
Okay, so let's read this. Okay, so.
All right,
let's see. From Piper's Bizarre Adventure, how apt is the screen name? Sometimes
JoJo homosexuals, I swear to God.
Sometimes I forget that people doing things out of simple kindness is not a common thing. I've just been blessed enough to meet a lot of folks that are like that. I was brought a controller and headset because mine broke. That wasn't the end of my weekend. I think I remember seeing a tweet about that. You broke your headset and somebody said, here you go, fam, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was given drinks and snacks, and he actually wanted sex in return. Of course, then he offered $100 to do more extreme things. Did you tell him like it had to be a couple grand before,
Right?
I mean, come
Did
on.
you at least tell him that, like, nigga, you got to be super autistic about the killing joke first?
Right.
Look,
He does pass that test. He did pass that test.
Okay.
He's pretty autistic about it.
So,
killing joke.
Long story short, he didn't get everything he wanted, bailed on things he said he'd do, quote, out of kindness, called me crap for calling him on it. Let's see. Admitted he didn't actually have $100 to give me for more extreme requests. Good thing I didn't do it. Nothing like having someone blatantly try to use you as a prostitute. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what, tried to tell me I'm insane for believing his word, essentially. Guess he's right. Still rude. He's been removed, blocked on everything. First chance I get, I'm getting off the phone plan we're both on. I love his family dearly, but no reason to have me hanging on like this. Sorry if I'm depressed for a while. Yeah. So
niggas be crazy? Jesus fucking
pretty much.
Christ.
Jesus.
I mean, look, I'm gonna be honest with you, Piper.
Mm-hmm.
If I wanted to have sex with you, I'd do a little bit more than bringing you a fucking controller and a headset.
Sorry.
Like, I'd at least throw a game in as well, like one of those $10 bargain bin ones at least. Like, damn, dog, like, shit.
Yo, I got Sneak King. You want to try that shit?
Yo, I got this fucking copy of Scott Pilgrim vs. the World you can't even get anymore. I get you some limited edition shit. Damn. But, I mean, for fuck's sake, like, first and foremost, like, what pisses me off about this is because I remember either he was talking in the chat or I saw the tweet where he was talking about, like, oh, hey, don't worry, I got you, fam. I was like, oh, well, that's fucking nice of him to do. Like, that's a really nice gesture.
Yeah.
And then it'd be like, yo, baby, you want to fucking smash? But like, goddamn, dog. Fucking.
Like, I got $100. Well, not really, but,
And I wasted his gas, apparently.
Something
or I'm a waste of his gas or whatever.
Something he volunteered to do.
Yep.
You know what? He reminds me of those black guys who'll be like hitting on chicks at the fucking bar, be like, yo, baby, what it is? And she's like, oh, I'm not. And she's like, oh, psh, you ugly anyway.
Right?
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
I didn't like you anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's more context, because since I did write that I am on his family's phone plan, he is the ex-fiance.
I had a feeling.
That moved out.
Mm-hmm. I had a feeling
And,
that's what this was about.
Yeah. Moved out. And, I mean, I still, like, am on the phone plan, had other, ties with his family, this and that. I live closest, one of the closest ones to his grandma, and she is super, super nice. Mm-hmm. So I go over there and check on her sometimes. Like, especially she gives me a call because I'm one of the closest ones that can go over there. And while we were split, she was trying to help me get the other car fixed even.
Right.
Part of that was, because it was still winter-ish, and she liked that I lived close enough to, run over there and check on her. So she was like, let's get your car fixed so that, you can keep doing that. So I still had ties, and me and him were being nice, except when we weren't, just randomly because... Oh, shit, there it is.
The fuck?
The tornado warning. Oh, fuck.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
We were joking about it. Fuck, Piper's gonna fucking die.
Yeah, it's not even a tornado watch. It's just skip from watch to warning. Everybody else was getting watch notices, and I was like, my phone just wants me to die because it's not warning me of anything. Come on. You go hide in the bathroom. I'm going to keep streaming.
Fucking Christ.
Go curl up in the bathtub and stuff, bruh.
What?
I'm going to go look out the window.
God damn it.
I'll go in there if I hear it.
If I hear... Bitch, what the fuck is you doing?
I'm from Louisiana. I go outside and play during hurricanes and shit. So
Jesus Christ.
So we kind of had this. Are we gonna work it out? Aren't we gonna work it out? Are we gonna try? Are we gonna be friends? You know, what are we doing? Kind of thing.
Answer to that question's always fucking no.
Right. So we ended up kind of like this friends with benefits, and this weekend we were even talking about like what it was almost like because we became dependent on each other, and even after the split we still needed each other for a while. Is the problem. He's my main ride most of the time. Everybody else is always busy. You can go in the bathroom too, Lobo. Dog's scared. Dog's freaking out. Okay.
You should probably take that as a.
I know, right?
If
That's what I'm telling him. He can go in the bathroom. I'll be alright.
Jesus Christ.
What city do you live closest to?
Closest to?
Yeah, like
I am like smack between Dayton and Springfield. I'm about an equal distance from both.
Okay. No, I don't need you. Don't look up my location. My location doesn't matter right now, phone.
Yeah, I guess I could look up. Like it just says near me.
I'm trying to. I'm actually pulling up the
It's
fucking.
in effect until 2 a.m., isn't it?
That's
no,
the
just
watch.
till 11.
Well, that's the watch. The warning is till 11.
The warning's till 11, so in a couple of minutes they'll be.
They're probably
We'll
calling
be fine,
it off.
apparently.
They'll be calling it off soon.
Yeah.
We went through that like last week. No, the week before. You know, they were like, dude, I got nothing's worse than you're middle fucking sleeping and getting one of those warnings.
Mm.
And I'm like,
oh god, dude, that alarm scares the shit out of me no matter what. I can't handle that sound.
I usually sleep with that shit.
because like you're doing something and suddenly it's like.
James, you're not in the conversation,
Well,
buddy.
Actually, I mean, he kind of is.
Yeah, he kind of
Well,
is at this point.
yeah.
He is.
Yeah, the
Bring him on.
tornado
Let's
watch.
bully him.
The tornado watch is until
2 a.m.
2 a.m. Yeah, the tornado warning is until 11. So, I think we're good, buddy.
Yeah, you got to
My
look at,
area, like this town, is supposedly like everybody used to tell me when I first moved here. It's pretty cool. It's tornado proof. So the tornado that did happen over here, it's supposed to be something about its location that it's extremely unlikely and a tornado's never happened in this area and stuff like that.
This happened twice.
And then it two happened in one storm. Just missed the apartment. It just like took a turn and skipped it, so it was awesome. But yeah, wrecked a bunch of stuff. So nobody was ready. Like the tornado sirens don't even work out here.
we don't even have them. In all honesty,
Wayne, I have a very important tweet that you need to play for the chat.
Where I used to live did not have them, and so when I first moved out here from Louisiana, and they would test them in which they would test them in where I was living for a while. That freaked me the hell out. In the middle of the day, there's sirens going off, and I'm like, are we getting bombed? What's going on?
Jesus Christ.
I'm not going to stand here and listen
Everybody
to
had
your
to
mouth
explain it
against
to me. I was like, "What is sirens?
all right.
Well, we just have to wing it.
I played it for the chat.
Sorry. I will stop now. I was just giving some context that
No, you're fine.
No, you're right. You're right.
it was
No,
the
Piper, if you click that link, you will see that that's a very important tweet that everybody had to see because it's very true.
Yep.
Like,
So from what I'm on, so to kind of steer it back before the tornadoes started.
oh yeah, that tornado interrupting shit.
So according to this, because I'm looking at your, I love the internet, by the way. I've pulled up like y'all's weather and are looking at like looks like between Preble County, West Central Ohio, and Montgomery County. 10:30 p.m. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing tornado was located. What they're seeing basically, if they've got Doppler, they're seeing rotation. And that's why they...
Okay, so they didn't even touch down. They just managed to spot some rotation.
Yeah, so that's what they do here.
I thought that's what the tornado watches were for.
No, the watches are... The conditions are favorable for tornado.
Okay, and then the warning is tornadoes trying to start then.
Yeah, it's like they're actually seeing rotation in the clouds, and they're seeing... Basically, what rotation is when it's pinging off radar... Because these radars are so sensitive, they can see raindrops, right? And
that's freaking cool.
Raindrops will be going one way, and then they'll spot raindrops going the other way in the same place. And that's rotation. That's like, it has the possibility of a touchdown. Sometimes it do, sometimes it don't. It's just, better to be safe than sorry. All I know is when I hear the warning, I don't worry about it too much, but I do go downstairs. Just to be on the ground floor kind of thing.
We don't have a downstairs, so
our plan
stuff freaks him out, so I'm letting him sit in the bathtub till it's over. That's the safest spot we got in here is our bathroom.
Our plan is always if it actually our plan is always if it ever gets bad, we just we have a closet that's our innermost room kind of thing.
Nice.
And it's a big closet, so we would all go in there if we needed to.
Nice.
The best thing I do is I keep an eye on the dogs, because dogs know shit before we do.
Oh yeah.
So I look outside, and if my dogs are like outside, they're not really too worried about it. But if they're inside, I'm like,
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
Well, the Lobo's calmed down. He's going to sleep now.
Well, yeah, it's over with then. Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah, I think honestly the alarm on the phone.
The alarm probably scared him more than
what had him.
Anything. Yeah, he's like,
I think that's what it was.
The watch and warning are backwards for some reason. They do that, yeah. Like the watch could be perfect. It could be a perfectly clear day, but you'll be under a tornado watch the entire day because the conditions are favorable. Because high humidity.
Right.
There's a cool front coming in that's going to drop the temperature, and that's usually the spark for thunderstorms, and that can spark tornadoes, of course. So,
yeah.
Wayne, it looks like we have a large homosexual who is sitting in our chat right now. So I need to play something.
The snack that smiles back.
Pussy.
we're apparently we're losing viewers because of our meteorological assessment. No, it just jumped up again. Okay.
Yeah.
I think some of these motherfuckers would come and listen to us read the goddamn phone book. I swear to God.
We would do it funny. Or we would find some way to make it funny.
Apparently, at Super Nerdland, they also live in Ohio. So they're kind of having a shit ton of heat lightning right now. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of lightning before any of this rumbly, stormy stuff hit. Mm-hmm. And I do not like lightning. It makes me very sad.
You know what? You're gonna make me tell this story about my old Rottweiler. You're gonna love this. It's not a long story. It's essentially we had a bad thunderstorm, and it was pretty rough. Right? I ain't gonna try to pretend like it was a rough thunderstorm.
Did you mean to do that?
Roof, yeah. And this little, he was a big boy, but this bastard is out there barking at the storm as it's raining and wind and all this shit going on. Out in the middle of it, barking at it, and then it goes away. I mean, just as suddenly as it started, it went away. Jesus.
What the fuck?
Holy crap, now they're sending me a fuck ton of warnings.
That happens sometimes too. The warnings will be off kilter and they'll send too many at one time.
Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god! That's a third one! Come on, man! How many? It's the same goddamn warning 3 times! And you can't fucking turn the sound off! Oh, damn it! Alright, apparently it is extremely important that we know that they've extended it to 11:15.
Yeah, I saw that early. That's funny, I knew that before you did.
Jesus Christ. That was way too many. No, I'm not taking off my headphones. I'm going down with the boat.
She's going down with the ship. That's what a good captain does.
Yeah.
She owns this apparently. So
Yeah, remember? I apparently love getting harassed for a week in order to push my show.
Right? Yeah. But anyway,
Wait,
about this dog. I gotta finish the story about this dog. Ace.
Go ahead.
So Ace. Okay. So as suddenly as it started, it went away. Right. And I look outside, and my 180-pound Rottweiler is prancing.
Oh Jesus!
And I said, "This dog thinks he's scared off a thunderstorm." The thunderstorm. He invaded his territory. The thunderstorm came. He started dropping water. I ain't having this shit. Get the fuck out. And it left. And he's like, "Yeah, bitch. That's what I thought."
That's fucking amazing.
Yo, Mom.
Go to bed.
Go to the bathroom.
Yeah, go to bed.
Bathroom.
Yeah, well, bring your pillow in there and go the fuck to sleep.
Hey, Wayne, you want to see something neat?
Sure. We put her in the tornado. Let me put it back in here. Hold on. We put you in the storm cellar. The outdoor industry has too many white dudes.
Hey, Mom. Mom.
What?
Too many honkies outside, man.
I mean, right? Holy shit.
Honkies need to stay inside in their air conditioning.
All right. So that's been that's like, hey Wayne, you like Vince McMahon responding to AEW with 1 full hour of zero wrestling on Raw the Monday after. I mean, I heard about that. In fact, I have a gift for it. Hold on. Let me bring that tweet up that I showed y'all earlier.
So what happened to us being like tornado proof?
She's gonna.
Hey, James.
Yeah.
Is that child terrified of tornadoes or something?
Apparently.
What?
Keep an ear out, okay? Because I can't hear. Because
But I don't know what they sound like.
They sound like a train.
Train.
Yeah, it sounds like not a choo choo. Not it ain't gonna go woo woo. It's gonna be like
Yeah, like like an Amtrak coming right for you.
Yeah.
Also,
Times
you
200.
heard one like last year or something, or the year before.
The year before that.
Yeah, the year before you heard one. It sounds like that.
There you go, Josh. If you're watching.
I remember what it sounds like.
Okay, well, here, Piper, I can show your son what a train sounds like.
Oh, like that?
What the hell?
What a train sounds like.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Listen, it's not rumbling.
He can't hear that. I have headphones on.
Well, he's doing it for
It was mostly just so I could fucking plane.
yeah. So
The fuck?
I'm in the living room.
No.
Yes, listen, faggot.
No,
right,
you
look,
fucking
okay.
get your fingers out of your ears.
okay, okay. Straight up, could you tell him not to say that while we're live? I would appreciate.
Yeah,
that.
what did he say? I don't even.
Yeah, he said the bundle of sticks word.
Oh, yeah. James!
What?
Just put me in the whatever.
No, it's fine. This is more entertaining. No,
There we
I not to.
I was doing what she told me to do, goddamn
Get in
it.
bed!
Jesus Christ.
No, you're not. Just get the fucking bed.
Good Lord.
Uh,
Oh,
Why do you
goodness.
have a container of water in here? Why
so
do you have my jacket again?
so yeah, Christopher Priest.
He don't take no shit from nobody.
Apparently not. Oh man.
Murdered a fucking child.
Yep.
Lost? No, I lost the important one. No, found it. On
So,
your floor.
This is what ladies and gentlemen. This is what we usually deal with before the stream.
Yeah, usually this is not on the air, but today you get a special treat.
Mm-hmm.
And no!
Because you stole my jacket and now it's... You stink.
I wonder if she thinks that she's still in the fucking containment zone.
Yeah.
So she doesn't realize. Man, she's gonna be mad when she comes back.
Right? Like, you weren't gone. Oh man, I'm missing a Jamie Markey meme stream. Oh well.
Oh man, that sucks.
Yeah.
There's only one thing we can do
That's
now.
the longest piss. Get out of there.
Only one thing we can do now.
Yep.
Alright, then shut up, okay? Did you turn the air conditioner off?
No.
Then it got killed.
Try turning it back on. Maybe it just.
I don't want to. There's no point if the power's gonna go out.
Oh my god. I wish you could say that we scripted this shit.
Yeah, I do too.
We're not remotely that funny.
No, we're not.
Oh.
Yeah. No.
The living room fan was broken.
This is perfect music for what's happening right now. It's
This song goes with so many things.
This is the last show we're ever gonna do, guys.
It's the end of Graded Point Live.
Yeah, it's
You're grounded forever, dude. Just stay in there.
What?
Oh, now you're coming out?
What?
Yeah, stay right there. Let me get my shoe.
Ladies and gentlemen, Piper has converted to Islam. Oh,
Lordy.
Jesus.
Mom,
Quiet. What?
the problem was I heard a constant sound that
Uh-oh.
didn't sound like thunder. In the distance.
That's still thunder.
This is why I started tripping.
That's thunder.
Thunder
no,
rolls.
No, it wasn't. It was constant. It wasn't rumbling.
Thunder rolls.
It's
Oh God, this kid.
it's
I think it's a tornado.
it's still thunder. If it was a tornado,
when?
you would know
Yeah.
that.
Are you sure it wasn't just
Yep.
really far away from you?
Yep. Yep. This is. Yeah.
Shirts off, lads.
Yep.
Still thunder.
See, my theory is
Give me your headphones and say this is what thunder
fall
sounds
asleep.
like.
And then after this stream, you're gonna go to sleep. And we're both gonna get woken up by your fucking phone. It's till 2 a.m.
No, I will stay up till 2 a.m. because I hate that sound. Come here.
Hell no.
Come here. Come here.
Well,
What's wrong, pussy?
this stream is gonna get taken off the.
Yeah.
It's good. We better turn that shit off.
It's gonna get fucking. It's gonna get.
Yeah, you better.
Yeah,
It's gonna.
yeah.
It'll get yeeted, so you better take that off.
Yeah.
You wanna fucking go?
Uh-oh, you guys, we've lost, like, way more subscribers.
We actually lost subscribers because of this.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, we started with 435 tonight,
mhm.
which is down from 438.
Mhm.
Don't like us.
And now it's 434.
So we lost one person.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
Tonight we lost once.
not
so
really
far.
too worried about that, in all honesty.
Piper over here. Because you were low T, man.
Ugh.
If you would have came in with some high T, we've gotten like 10,000 subscribers by now.
Yeah.
We came in with some snack that smiles back.
Goldfish?
No, not goldfish.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Give me your headphones.
No, don't do
Come
that.
here, James.
No, no,
Give me your headphones.
no, absolutely not. No.
Doing it.
No.
Doing it.
Don't do it. I don't want it.
I'm doing it.
He ain't coming out the bathroom. He's
Shit.
a wuss.
Yeah. Okay.
Smack that smiles back. That's LSD.
That's pretty good, actually. That's
That's actually pretty
that's,
good.
That's yes. Fucking damn dog.
did
Damn,
pretty good on that
Kid's
one.
got
Yeah.
some jokes.
Yeah.
Piper, get his ass in here so we can listen to the match.
That one?
I don't want.
Yeah, nah.
I want.
Come here.
Go
Tell
take some LSD.
he could go outside
Okay.
and play in the tornado.
Do it.
That would be.
Come here, or go outside and play in their tornado, or go to bed.
Tornado.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
So you'll definitely be the first to know.
Damn dog.
Hey, what's going on out here? Whoa!
If you're really worried about it, then be in there, but you need to be like quiet, dude.
Yeah.
Because you've been all sorts of inappropriate.
Y'all talk about
Pussy.
This was the night that there were no rails. I mean, we said we go off the rails. The rails are just gone right off the bat.
We came in and it was like, oh, there it goes.
Yep, that was a.
Honestly, it was the stupid weather that.
The weather really just destroyed everything. Like,
it really
it ruined everything. And I just made everything worse. I was like, oh, what's this? Silly memes on Twitter? Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah, why not? Yeah. So yeah, I think things have settled down a little bit.
Until my phone goes off again.
So yeah, Christopher Priest, he putting a smackdown on some lads.
Yeah, that he did. In
an overly verbose, wordy way, but he still did it.
You can tell this man is a writer.
Yeah. He's definitely a fucking writer. So Christopher Priest, if anybody doesn't know, he's a prolific writer. He's been in the industry since like the 70s. So he's not a new hand at this, right? And what every news outlet will tell you is that Christopher Priest is also a black man.
Gasp. They let Negroes fucking write comics now?
Yeah.
When did this start?
Right after busing.
Shit.
That was a line in I think it was Smokey and the Bandit 2. The sheriff had his car literally turned over by Mean Joe Green of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
And he's sitting there like upside down. His tie is in his face, and he goes, this would have never happened if they didn't start that bussing shit. It's like, that's racist.
Just a little bit. Well, it's pretty cool actually. The fact that I'm looking on his Priest Wikipedia thing. Apparently, he was the first black editor and writer in comics.
Mm-hmm.
Which is I didn't know that. That's really fucking cool.
Yeah, and also on top of that, he doesn't mention it.
Right.
You ask him, how did it feel to be the first black editor in comics? He'd be like, well. I mean, I was an editor. Yeah, that's kind of what he would say. He's like, I was an editor. I also wrote things. Like, it's not a big deal. But yeah, so Christopher Priest, he currently writes, or I don't know if he currently writes, but he was writing Deathstroke, and he's getting ready to do a run on Vampirella for Harris Comics, and he's got an interesting take on it, which I think is really cool. If I remember correctly, basically the take is take Vampirella and put her in our world, not in a. Goddamn.
There we go.
Okay. This actually says that there is an actual tornado spotted.
Okay, then you should probably get to safety.
Extreme alert.
Okay, yeah, take yourself to safety. Don't risk your life over this silly bullshit.
Y'all have fun. I'm apparently gonna go get GoT.
Okay.
If it gets better, you can come back. Don't worry about it. We'll see you.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Is it here?
Is it here? No, kid, you know it was here. Trust me. Thank you. But anyway, so the idea, the take was, and by the way, everybody keep piping your thoughts that she'll be okay. Yeah. So the take is that Vampirella will be in our world and not like necessarily her world, but where basically vampires and werewolves and shit don't exist. So
right.
I think that's going to be a cool take. That's like, I don't think they've ever done that before with Vampirella. So
yeah, I mean it's like a logical through line of what you could do with the character, because I mean honestly, when you take any of this fantasy stuff, or like secret world type of stuff. That's kind of how you have to take it. Be like, oh, okay, we'll just put them in a contemporary setting and see how the contemporary world that normally looks at certain things with a certain amount of skepticism would treat something otherworldly like this.
Mm-hmm. Like, one of the things that he brought up was a very good point. It's like, you don't hear the local news media saying the supervillain Saddam Hussein, even though he was very much what would be classified in comics a supervillain.
Yeah, right.
You know, or even the supervillain Adolf Hitler, you know, things like that. So I just Godwin the stream, so now that it's been Godwined, we can continue. So, you know, he basically, you know, he went over like how people, you know, the question was, how would she be perceived in our world? And so, for example, it's like, he says, the basic argument is simple, talking about her, like, for example, her costume, which Mata apparently loves. The basic argument is simple. Where do we draw the line between women's liberation and women's exploitation? And who gets to draw it? Who gets to define femininity, and why should an extraterrestrial have to submit to that definition?
Good point.
It's a very good point. So,
also, Mata, I need to tell you that you are horribly sexist if you find this this costume of hers sexually attractive in any way.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that you hated women. SMH TBH.
Yep. He would go on to provide context on a number of real-world happenings specific to the recent accusations against former Vice President Joe Biden. It's like the world woke up in the last few years and realized we actually have two genders and both of them matter. See, Jordan, I don't know about you. When I first read the article, I said they're going to try to get him for that one.
Mm-hmm.
I said as soon as I saw it, I said they're going to try to get him for that one. So we now have heightened scrutiny of themes and behaviors, and that poor bastard Joe Biden gets caught up in the switches. I'll confess, I'm terrified of women because I'm a Joe Biden. I was taught to pay a lady a compliment and open doors and want to be friendly and accessible, but I'm absolutely terrified of having my good intentions taken in a bizarrely paranoid light. You see, he continued, "It is comical to me that I am far too often seen as creepy by women, especially black women, because they have been conditioned by their personal experience and the media consumption to misinterpret a simple hello. These days, I cannot pay a woman a compliment without a legal preamble and assurances that no, I am not hitting on you, and even then, I get the skunk eye of suspicion."
What's going on, big guy?
Exactly. Which is a little insulting because this guilty until proven innocent defensive posture presumes I am other people, or that the bar is set so low for me that I'll jump into bed with just about anybody I happen to meet. It's like we've just gone too far now, to the point where women are not just being protected but being alienated to some extent, because I have no earthly clue how to deal with them, and I'm frankly scared. I'm scared to shake their hand.
Damn, dog.
Yeah, but he's not wrong.
I mean, yeah, he's definitely not wrong. I mean, yeah. I've talked about it a couple of times, that part of the reason, because I haven't been in a relationship in almost 5 years now,
yeah,
and I have no real intention to go into one, because you do have a lot of these women who, I mean, literally, people telling, like, if you go and you if you tell a woman to smile, I think you're kind of a prick. Mm-hmm. Like, don't tell anybody to fucking smile. Yeah. But something like that, they consider that like akin to rape.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're thinking that shit, who knows if someone makes like an off-color joke or some like weird like playful banter or whatever. Like, I don't fucking know what would happen in that case.
Right. And I like this about what he said about her costume. He says, Priest makes it clear he intends to use the classic Vampirella costume. The one thing I won't do is cover her up. I accepted the gig, right, Vampirella. If you change the outfit, she's no longer Vampirella. Frankly, her costume is the only thing about her, well, okay, that and her pansexuality, that makes her at all shocking or controversial.
Oh God, Piper gonna die.
Oh, she,
Piper, no! I don't know if the, going on.
I like how she's listening to us instead of taking cover.
Well, look, priorities, man.
Yeah.
I mean, how often does she get to listen to us rant and rave about stupid bullshit with. But never mind.
Good point. Priest then questions criticism of Vampirell's costume while also praising celebrities like singer-rapper Lizzo and Beyonce. My goal, and the readers will have to let us know if we're passing or failing, is to make this a book as much about femininity as about bloodsucking. The storyline is driven by women, mostly populated by women of all shapes, sizes, and ethnicities, and most of them dress as sexy as they dare. The singer/rapper Lizzo is a terrific example of this. Is her blatant sexuality liberating, or is she being exploited? How about Beyonce? Do we put Vampy in a raincoat but cheer Bay on? You see what I mean? I'm screwed either way. And he's right about that. It's a follow-up question about sharing a cab with Vampirella. Priest responds, I'd ask the driver to pull over and let me out. I'm a Christian, so I have these issues with all that fornicating in your mind stuff. I don't live a perfect life, but I try avoiding cluttering up my conscience. Among the things that the printed page cannot convey is the amazing, intoxicating glow and, yes, smell of a woman. I said that was going to be number 2 that they were going to try to get him on.
Like, don't you just love when you can smell a woman's fucking socks?
Her stinky socks that she's wore all day.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit, nigga, she just took off her fucking shoes. Oh! I hope you like that, because I had to muster quite a bit to get that to come out just right.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, all women are beautiful from 8 to 80, regardless of weight, height, or nationality. I wouldn't share a cab with a woman as underdressed as Vampy. What? You gonna say number 3?
Yeah, all went from 8 to 80. Nigga, hold on, wait.
Yeah.
What?
I think I know what he's saying. It's not. I don't think he means it sexually, but I know what you know that
right.
But that would be like number 3 if I was going to make a list of things that they were going to.
Yeah.
And the funny is they didn't ding him on that one.
Yeah, you know? Nothing. Like, I'm like, hold on, Chief, what you say?
Yeah. I get what he's saying. It's like, you know, like women, as in, you know, from little girls all the way to grandmas, they're beautiful in their own way, kind of thing.
Right.
That's why I took away from it. But yeah, but like you said, as soon as I saw that, I saw it too. I was like, because you got to look at it in the mentality that they look at it, right?
Right.
And then, well, let's be honest. I mean, I'm just going to say it. They don't have a problem. They don't barely have a problem with pedophilia anymore. So, just saying.
I mean, if you're just like, oh, by the way, you know, Durka Muhammad Jihad.
Yeah. Now, I like this. This is kind of like the clarification about it. It said, regardless of weight, height, or nationality, I wouldn't share a cab with a woman as underdressed as Vampy, which sounds hypocritical because I'm writing her, but I write Deathstroke too, and I wouldn't share a cab with him either.
I mean, that's good life advice, honestly.
Oh yeah, man, look at this Vampy picture.
Hey Mata.
Hey Mata.
No, Mata, avert your eyes. Pretend you're a games journalist. That's some really good cosplay.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Hey, look, damn! Look at that woman's thighs. Fuck.
Yeah, those are nice thighs.
Mm-hmm.
Like a bucket of KFC.
Don't worry, Mata. I'll look enough for the both of us.
Yeah, he's got you, fam. Oh, okay. No. He meant size 8 to 80, trying to get some of that Landwell ass.
Oh, Mata. Fucking Mata over here. I'll go fuck yourselves.
Well, you know, in all honesty, we deserve that.
I mean, yeah. PBH.
// Why are we slashing? What's going on here?
I don't know. Maybe she forgot the eyes because she's trying to blush. Trying to do the blush emoji thing.
Could be.
Let's see. Because I would blush at those fucking thighs. Because goddamn,
that was some nice thighs. Now here's where it gets. Here's where the rubber hits the road, so to speak. Where we called it, where the dings would start coming.
Yo.
Following these responses, Arant would ask a number of follow-up questions. In his follow-up question, Arant asked Priest, yet empathizing with Joe Biden without citing the actual specific behavior he's under scrutiny for, stating things like, quote, the amazing, intoxicating glow and, yes, smell of a woman. Strike one. By offering your, quote, often seen as creepy by women, it seems like intentionally inviting the sort of reaction/assumptions you state you're, quote, afraid of inviting the same scrutiny Biden is under. Was this your intent, and are you prepared for pushback to your words and questions to be asked? See, this is the warning.
Right.
And that's why Christopher Priest is a very smart man, and this guy is not. And it's gonna show you why, right? That's when Priest shuts down Arant. His first point to his Joe Biden reference is noting that he mentioned Biden to make a point about how hypersensitive and overly politicized our nation is and how it will impact Vampirella in the series. Wow, that's a lot to unpack there. Let's start by saying I seriously doubt anyone reading this is not aware of the Biden issue which I'm referring to. I'm coming neither to defend Biden nor bury him, so I think you're probably taking my poor Joe Biden reference a bit too seriously. I wasn't trying to litigate Biden, only to point out that how hypersensitive and over-politicized our nation is and how this will impact Vampirella in her series. That's a good cover, too. Hey, Mata. Hey, Mata, look at this cover.
Look at that mile-long cleavage.
Yeah, look at that.
Look, I'm just going to say, if you even look at that for more than like a millisecond, you automatically hate all women.
And you also are going to hell.
And also you're a rapist.
Yeah.
I don't make the rules. We're just trying to save you, nigga. Damn.
Yeah, we just quoting. That's it.
Mata's trying to play a game. You playing games all right.
Mm-hmm.
You playing some fucking pocket hockey over there, buddy?
Let's not pick on Mata too much. He's a good lad. He then chides Arant for taking his quote out of context. Assembling disparate quotes to paint me as some kind of deviant makes that point for me. I stand by my statements. The amazing intoxicating glow, yes, smell of a woman, is something difficult, if not impossible, to convey in literature, which was my point. But your question was about me sitting in a taxi with a near-naked woman, and I answered that honestly. And my point was relevant to understanding the challenges and conflicts that Vampirella will face in the series. Now, let's see. Yeah, here we go. Priest then makes it clear that he was discussing the environment in which Vampirella will find him. I'm sure he meant herself in this series. Mm-hmm. This is the environment Vampirella finds herself in. People misinterpreting her actions, words, and motives. This is why I mentioned it to place the work we are doing with Vampirella into context. Or a person like Vampy walking around in our world or riding in a taxi with me, she would be misinterpreted, and every word she says will be drilled into, looking for the worst possible interpretation of it. I can't help but wonder why anyone anywhere speaks publicly, because no word spoken by anyone can withstand this level of ridiculous scrutiny.
Not wrong.
Hey, Mata.
Hey, Mata, look at that.
Hey, Mata, look at that. Look at that.
See, that's the coochie angle. You can see the vagina bones fucking perfectly down there.
Mm-hmm. And also, okay, ma'am. Ma'am.
Just a handful of coochie. Oh, all these guys don't want to grab by the pussy.
Yep, they're all trying to Donald Trump her here. This is what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Ma'am. Now, this is where okay. Priest set him up, right, in the last statement, and now he's going to behead him. Arant then questions Priest's comments regarding gender, insinuating Priest is bigoted. Arant writes, in another response you state, it's like the world woke up in the last few years and realized we actually have two genders and both of them matter. While not assuming your intent one way or another, he was assuming his intent.
I would say doubt.
It seems to overlook genders outside the male-female paradigm. Can you speak to that? Priest once again shuts down this line of questioning. Gender, noun. Either of the two sexes, male and female, especially when considering with reference to social and cultural differences rather than biological ones. The term is also used more broadly to denote a range of identities that do not correspond to established ideas of male and female, a condition that affects people of both genders. I wrote an I can't pronounce that word.
Ecumenical,
thank you. Ecumenical commentary in support of gender and LGBTQ issues. Chris, I invite everyone to read it. The Vampirella writer The Vampirella writer continued, It was a simple interview. I was promoting our comic book, and as a really busy writer, I was typing really fast and speaking honestly while engaging with you. Hey, Mata. Hey, Mata, what do you think of this?
Wayne, you're a piece of shit.
I know.
You're sitting there, oh, we shouldn't bully Mata too bad. Every time you come to picture, hey, Mata.
Hey, Mata, what you doing?
What you doing over the big guy? You know what? Maybe that's why Mata enjoys Mortal Kombat 11 so much, because all those women got hijabbed.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Priest then stated he would not censor himself and pointed out that Aaron's line of questioning is why free speech is being compromised. What I won't do, not even for my own safety, is censor myself or try and anticipate every horrible way someone might choose to represent something I've written or said. If anything, that just makes my point for me about how free speech is being compromised. Priest concluded noting that he has a duty to defend others' rights to free speech. He also pointed out that the comic book industry has found itself in an increasingly intolerant environment. It's a tough environment to publish comic books in because every publisher is terrified by the spectrum of extreme possible reactions from an increasingly intolerant environment where everybody's playing gotcha and looking for the worst possible and most extremely negative interpretation of everything. The whole point of free speech is my duty to defend others' rights to have it, not to shout them down or demonize them.
There's definitely something on a spectrum right now. Just saying. Not Priest. I mean, he's very eloquent in the way that he's speaking, but the people he's talking about, spectrums abound.
And see, the thing is, Priest is so good about what he's saying. We know who he's talking about.
Oh yeah,
but he will not say who he's talking about.
Right. He's a lot more tactful than somebody like you or I would be about it.
Yeah. He's basically spelled. I can guarantee you he'll never work for Marvel again.
Oh yeah.
Even though that would be a big boon for Marvel if they brought him back, because then they could actually have good stories again.
Right.
So it is coming out on July 17th. I am going to scrape together some coin and go to my LCS and get that. I want to get that book because just for that, he deserves he deserves people to purchase it, just for this stand up for free speech, essentially.
Let me see. You got this shit on Comixology? If it's coming to Comixology, I'll just get I'll just pre-order the first volume.
Right.
Because, yes, go ahead, chat. Chastise me, because I'm one of these fucking plebs who digital comics, fucking... I'm going to tell you, Wayne, this is a rant I wanted to say for the other day.
Uh-huh.
These niggas who are like, if I can't have a physical copy of the thing, then everything in my life is ruined. It's like, I'm glad you have all that fucking storage space.
Right.
Now, granted, this initial conversation was about fucking video games.
Mm-hmm.
But, I don't know. For me, maybe it speaks to as I'm getting older and getting a lot more fucking lazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now, even on my Switch, most of my games I own are fucking digital because I don't like switching out cartridges.
Mm-hmm.
I just want everything to be on the same thing. But you don't own the things that you buy. Shut the fuck up. Ownership is real fucking hard to determine. In the context of if the infrastructure for let's say Steam goes down, yes, all the games that you bought you don't have access to anymore, or if your account gets banned. However, if you have a physical copy of a game and that fucking breaks, you also don't have that thing anymore and you have to buy a new one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. It just like all the arguments they use don't seem to make a whole lot of fucking sense to me. But I don't know. Maybe it's because I've accepted the all digital life like almost a decade ago.
Well, I look at it like this. As long as the options are still there, just people buy what you want. You know, like.
Well, yeah.
You know. Piper responded, "No." Piper responded, "No, you shut up, Jordan."
Piper, how dare you? And then Mata's fucking. I can see Mata spurking out. Mm-hmm. You don't even own the digital copy.
Yeah, he mentioned that.
Like,
yeah.
It's like, yeah, I did. I mentioned that, and I also refuted that point.
Yeah.
Like, I get what, like, some people make up a good point, like, which, I mean, it's not even the greatest point, but like, if you're buying physical copies, you can take it to a GameStop, sell it towards your next copy.
Right.
But what do we see on Steam? Basically once a fucking month. Mm-hmm. Sales.
Yep.
And what did we see on the Xbox, Nintendo, and Sony stores after they started having more of a push for digital stuff? Mm-hmm. You start seeing steep sales. Like, I got a copy of Final Fantasy 15 and Nier Automata months after they came out for 35% off as part of their Golden Week sales for those years. Mm-hmm. Like, that doesn't like I get it. If you want to have a physical copy of the game, that's fine. But don't act like, oh, the resale value is all that important because you can get really good sales. Also, you know, fucking piracy if you really want to be a naughty boy.
Right.
You know, I'm just saying. Like I'm with you, Wayne. Like, do what you want, but for me, digital is better because I'm fucking lazy.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to switch out discs. I don't want you to sell. I don't want to have to do any of that stuff. Like, I got a Steam library with 1,100 fucking games. I don't got to do shit. I just click a button and go play. I'm like, there we go. I'm fucking, Mm-hmm. I don't fucking care. But, you know, people.
It's like, how do you put it? Like Josh said in the chat, it would be good if Steam let people trade or sell games in their own library. You know, make their own reseller market and take whatever cut, take a 10% cut from it. That would, it's like,
I mean, it's
like, hey, Steam, you want to print money? I'm going to tell you how you can print money, right?
Right. Well, I mean, since it's Steam, they'd probably take their 30% because that's what they do on all the currently existing marketplace sales. Mm-hmm. But that's a really fucking good idea because we already know that Steam can take a game out of your library if you do a refund.
Right.
So if you put it up for sale, they could take it out. Like, you uninstall it, you put it up for sale, they take it out of your library, and then once it sells, you get that money put into your Steam wallet, and you can buy something new.
Right.
Why the fuck is Steam not doing that? That's fucking brilliant.
Yep.
That's a great idea.
I mean, it's not like, honestly, it's not like their one true competition is like going to be much competition after they fucked up so badly.
Oh my god, like, what the fuck? Like, I get what the fuck they're doing. Like, because I had a conversation with one of the guys I work with, and he was trying to make this argument that, oh, Epic's doing what they have to put a dent in Steam's, like, market share. It's like, you don't have to make this bullshit exclusivity a thing. Mm-hmm. Like, they already had a better product because they were giving developers 88% of revenue instead of just 70.
Right.
Like, and plus, Epic doesn't even need the money from the sales, as they showed with that fucking steep sale they were doing.
Without telling
without telling me, whatever.
Forgot to tell the publishers we were doing a sale. I'm super sorry. Steam can take it out of your library. Yes, Steam. If you do a refund on a Steam game, like you don't want it anymore, it basically you lose access to it through Steam.
Yeah.
Yep.
After you uninstall it.
I look at it like this. That's fair because you paid for it, you decided you didn't like it, and you returned it. Just like if you had bought a game at GameStop or Best Buy or something like that, you return it, you lose access to it. You know.
And actually, it's a little bit better because correct me if I'm wrong, Wayne, but like for GameStop and stuff, they'll only give you a replacement of the product if it's broken, right? They won't just give you your money back.
Yep, you're right. Unless they changed it, which I doubt they have because GameStop, it had to be unopened for them to give you your money back. Or exchange it for another piece. You know,
Mata, what do you calling bullshit? Is it the fact that Steam can?
No, they're not taking it. Okay, for fuck's sake. No, they're not taking it from you. You are initiating a refund. I don't like this game. I want my money back. That is not taking it from you. That is, you want your money back. It's a refund. It's not a fucking, it's not like them taking it from you.
Yeah.
I mean, the only time I've ever heard, I've never heard somebody being banned from Steam and losing their games. It might have happened. Somebody was just a jerkwad, and.
Well, I mean, you know why you lose access. It's usually because you were caught cheating in an online game.
That's usually the only way you would lose, and it's usually just that game, I've never heard of them taking your entire library. No.
Yeah.
No, they can't just remove it from your library. They got safeguards in place for that shit. It's kind of like how I own Transformers Devastation. They don't have it on Steam anymore to buy. Mm-hmm. But if I wanted to reinstall it, I can still reinstall it. It's not. The files are still there for me to be able to play the game. I just can't buy it anymore.
It's actually a good point that you bring that up, Wayne, because here's one reason why I think digital is fucking better than physical. So, remember that Deadpool game that got released a couple years ago? Mm-hmm. Remember how you can't get that game anymore because Activision let their licenses run out?
Yep.
You can't get it on Steam anymore, but because I bought it before it got removed from all platforms, I still own that game. I still have access to it. I have the data. Mm-hmm. So, and, situations like that, stuff like that, I look at it and go, well, yeah, that's that. In my case, like, for archiving purposes at least, because every game that's released on Steam, they have a no Steam crack.
Yeah.
Like, if I wanted to, I didn't want to go through the Steam API or whatever DRM, I can just find where this shit is installed on, get the no Steam crack from any torrent site, and then be like, okay, I can run this game without even having to worry about Steam. Mm-hmm. So even that element of digital gaming, you don't really have to worry about as long as you have the shit downloaded to your fucking computer. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Oh, God. Mata is one of these Mac OS X people, too.
Oh, God. Piper.
Mata, I am so sorry for your homosexuality.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm going to settle this before things get too far down the rabbit hole. As I said, sure, you can have your opinion of digital versus physical, but I'm going to go ahead and say this. The market is heading one way.
Mm-hmm.
And
can you imagine which way that is?
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, let's think. If I'm a publisher or a console maker or anything like that, do I really want to ship all this product to a store that costs, it'll cost money to ship, and then I got to package it and all that stuff, or do I just want to put it up on my digital store?
Right. Well, and I had one last point, and then I'll let it die. Mm-hmm. Like, you've seen this even with physical copies. Like, Fallout 76 is a good example. What did they give you? Did they give you a disc? No, they give you a cardboard cutout with a code on it.
Yeah, these days, a lot of them. Very seldom do you get a physical disc anymore. Especially PC games. PC, you don't get a physical disc anymore.
Shit, that stopped like late 2000s.
I will say no. I still get the last one I got was the Vision. I got it for Christmas.
Oh, okay.
And that was a physical copy, but it really didn't fucking matter. Once you get, all you need is the code, and then it installs.
Right. Yeah.
It still had a physical, but like I said, it didn't matter because there's so many patches. It's like, why even wait? Why even like go through the installation of the physical copy when I just have to now the big thing, the one big problem that I have had with digital anything is MMOs. Because once support is dropped for those by the company, and once they're done, and unless somebody's going to do a private server or something like that. So there really needs to be a way to figure out these always online situations where you can at least play some kind of offline version or something like that, because That's what, if I had any problem with digital, it would be that, right?
Mine was getting spurky.
Yeah. and like Josh said, if you brought up your Steam account on your Windows machine, you would get your stuff back. You can stop being a jackass already. You can't you come to the stream, and you know what you expect.
You come for the jackassery, like
yeah. It's like come on, dude.
though to be fair, Mono, like I'm just giving my opinion. If you have a different opinion, that's fine. But if your opinion is just digital is garbage because reasons, like that's not really a good counter, and that's not gonna make me go, oh yeah, I humbly respect your opinion.
That you don't own it, they can take it from you. Well, guess what? I'm gonna break this down for you, and you're gonna hate this. According to back in the day, according to places like Nintendo and Sega, you didn't own your copy of Mortal Kombat 2.
Yeah, technically.
Technically, they said, we licensed that to you. That was their argument. So if they decided to e-impulse some kind of dumb thing to, fry your Super Nintendo or something, by their understanding of the law, you're not allowed to play it anymore.
It's funny because Verpa Venator just about said the same thing you did.
Mm-hmm.
That is also technically the same case with physical media. The only difference is for them to get you to stop using it, they take you to court, assuming they can't brick it remotely.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Yeah, and like Piper said, Sony can take your TV if they get mad at you.
Yeah. So it's like physical, doesn't matter if you got physical media or digital media. If they wanted to bad enough, they could probably take it away from you. But most companies are not going to do that just because the PR disaster would not be worth it.
Yeah.
I think. Because like the first company that says, "Oh yeah, we're gonna revoke access to your digital copies of this," people will be like, "Okay, I'm never buying anything from you again."
It's kind of like, you remember when Microsoft, when they first came out with the Xbox One, and
oh god, when they did that E3 conference,
yeah, where where the idiot made the whole if you want an offline console, buy a 360.
Yeah. Fucking God.
And like somebody said, well, what's to stop you from bricking my 360? Ah ha 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 ha. You know what I mean? Like ha 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 ha. Yeah, that's the that's the key there. They can't take physical first sale imperative. No, you don't understand. What you own is a lump of plastic.
Yeah. Like you don't own the data that is on that lump of plastic. You just
not
own
according
the
to them.
media.
Not according to them, right? According to them, you don't own it. You own the lump of plastic that they provided for you to carry it.
Right, and you're basically licensing the software that's on the lump of plastic.
Right. That's the way they look at it. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's true. That's the way they look at it. And unfortunately, so far, copyright law has backed them up.
Right.
Now, things could change. And I'm hoping they do, especially with the whole, if we can get this whole right to repair thing going in the right direction. That would open up a lot. That would, I mean, when you own a John Deere tractor and you're not allowed to work on your tractor on a farm, that's a problem, right?
Yeah. That's ridiculous.
Oh, there's that train. The tornadoes have found short.
No! Jesus fucking Christ! Anyway,
He came back. They don't gain extra money from it, so why do it like that? It's about ownership. We talk about our ownership of physical media, right? They don't see it like that. They say we own it.
Yeah.
And that's what it's always going to be like. It isn't like I buy a piece of furniture, as like Seth said in the earlier, first sale imperative. Yes, that piece of furniture is mine then because I bought the materials that made it up, right?
Right.
That does not mean I own the rights to Lazy Boy.
Right.
I mean, does Lazy Boy come and repossess my couch? Probably not. Because that would be stupid.
Yeah.
But most people don't say I own a Lazy Boy. They say I own a chair. Right. So
Well, I mean, and that's really the tough thing when you start getting into things about software, because again, obviously you didn't think about it like back in the 90s. We didn't think about it this way. It's just like, hey, I bought this physical media. This is I own this thing.
Mm-hmm.
But in all technicality, it's like, oh well, not really.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you want to get really fucking legally shit, that's a question we should ask Nick Rekieta.
Yeah.
Have him explain the legalese behind like software licensing and shit.
Yeah. Copyright has a fair use provision that allows you to make backup copies of modified copies to work on devices you own as long as you own a physical copy. Once again, gray area. That does not mean that doesn't mean anything to Nintendo or Sony or Microsoft. They see that the gray area right now is where does ownership begin and end from party 1 to party 2, right? Mm-hmm. And like I said, I'm not explaining to you guys what I think. I'm explaining to you what they think.
Yeah.
You see that you I'm not arguing with you guys, right? I think it's bullshit.
Yeah, just giving clarification.
I'm just saying that according to Nintendo and Sony and all, we own this. You do not own this. You only own the housing that it came in.
Yeah, exactly.
And we have the right to revoke that access anytime we want. It's just like what we were, Josh, get in here. You can explain this better than I can.
Piper, you shut the hell up. No, we're not doing. We're gonna be stuck on this topic until it's done. Fuck you.
The thing that breaks the law hard these days is around DMCA and DRM on consoles. Typically, to back up something, you have to break the DRM of a console now, and that's against the law, sadly. Yeah, but no, Josh, the reason I have to, because you know more about right to repair than I do, because you did more research on it. That's why I was asking. 3 flash flood warnings in a row. So that's like a triple flash flood, right? That's how it works.
Well, see, what she's not telling you is that those are all coming from her pants.
All those Vampirella pictures.
All that and all the autism about, the Killing Joke just makes her gush.
I really love...
Oh, shit! She was the one that was on Randy Pitchford's fucking flash drive.
Oh. Was Randy Pitchford looking at gushing grannies? Is that what's going on here?
Not gushing grannies, but there was apparently some barely legal porn that he had. It was a bunch of squirting shit.
Oh dear.
Yeah, and it was on the same flash drive that had a bunch of important documents for a game he was working on at the time.
Oh no, Randy!
An intern fucking found it.
Randy, please.
I don't think Josh is going to join us here.
Yeah, Josh is being a... Well, he couldn't go... He can... Wait.
Jesus!
There he is.
There he is. Hello, sir.
Okay. Glad you're here because you can explain things better than I ever could as far as this... I think you explained about the DMCA and the DRM situation.
Yeah, I was just talking about, but riffing on things that people were saying and talking about in chat and and all that, and largely agreeing with Seth there because But no, yeah. So within safe harbor stuff, you can format shift. That's the language that I've seen with it. You can format shift, which would mean this was normally in regards to CDs and movies and shit like that. But it transfers over to games. You can format shift your game, your copy to a backup, and then use that backup as long as you keep that physical copy still. But that's totally been kind of revoked now because the DMCA covers breaking of DRM layers like are on consoles, which would be required to even get backups these days anyway. Get them and get them running. Gotta fucking crack the system. And that's against the DMCA. And boy, howdy, I fucking hate the ESA now. The ESA, the Electronic Software Association.
They've totally cucked out, haven't they? Yeah.
They are pieces of shit. No, they were defending so fucking hard. Because here's what was happening. There was some DMCA provision hearings that were going on, and they were taking comments from different organizations. And the EFF was fighting super hard for archival and museum exemptions for breaking DRM layers as to create backups for archival and museum purposes.
Right.
The ESA was fighting so hard against that just because they were saying that it's going to cause piracy. It's going to cause piracy. Piracy. There's no good use to backing up this stuff. Anything you want to play, you can play right now, which is a complete fucking lie.
Right.
And they had the gall to be like, you can just load up your Xbox One right now and play it offline. Like, you don't need to break the DRM layers to be able to play stuff. And this was just months after, as you guys were talking about, Xbox One being online only when they were first coming out with it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that whole, whoa, we can't just flip a switch and turn it offline until they flip
And then
the
they
switch
just
and
did
turn it
that.
offline.
Mm-hmm.
What they were talking about as defending, like, you don't, this situation that is currently happening on the Xbox One, it was only they were gloating about it and saying we don't need these archival exemptions because you're not always online, even though Xbox One wanted to be always online, and it's only by the consumers pitching a fucking fit.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
Then it wasn't that way.
Yep. Yeah, that's.
But even back to the like, say, Super Nintendo days, so the difference, and I'm going to speak about this in Xbox Live terms, internal places, other places may call it differently internally, but your right to play a game is basically the entitlement when it comes to that. And the entitlement on a digital system lies on the account. And yeah, it gets kind of fucky when, say, you can get your account banned on certain services and possibly have your entitlements denied because that account got revoked. Your entitlement with a physical disc does lie with that disc. So you give that disc to someone else, and then you physically transfer that entitlement.
Right.
And that's how it always was. And there's pros and cons to each, I will say. It's just a lot more fickle on the digital side, but you pay for it in convenience.
Right. Yeah. But like I said, and that's what I was trying to explain to the chat. It's like, as it stands now, right? Not back then. Back then, I remember it even then was, they called it the gray area. Like, it's, even though you own physical copy, you're not allowed to, this is coming from their perspective, not our perspective, right? I believe if you own something,
it's what they want, and not even necessarily if it was legal at that time. See, they got around that now because, like, remember when you could get those things for like a Nintendo or a Super Nintendo or whatever, and you hooked up like a fucking floppy disk, into it, and then you put the game on top of it, and then you fucking copied the game like that.
Yeah,
that was a legit way to format shift backups for yourself.
Right.
You can't do that these days. Any mechanism that allows backups of your own fucking games in a playable state requires cracking that fucking, and I'm sorry for harping on this, but it requires cracking that DRM, and that's against the fucking law, and it shouldn't be. It really shouldn't be.
And I agree with you.
I should be able to fucking crack open my fucking console as much as I want, hardware or software wise. And if they want to deny me, say, access to Xbox Live because I have a modified console, so fucking be it. That's their prerogative. But it should not be illegal for me to tinker with the fucking software. And that's the kind of shit, like you were talking about right to repair. That's the kind of shit that farmers have to deal with fucking John Deere. Imagine that you have fucking features locked out of your model of tractor because you have this one model and it can do other things, but it's software locked. Or you try to buy a part to repair it with it, and you can't because the system won't let you, even though it's a completely working part. And normally, if you just slap that motherfucker on there, it would work. But the software goes, no, you can't do that. God, there's so many levels of bullshit going on right now. No, I get why people are weird about digital stuff. It's just like you do got to take the pros and cons, because there are pros to it, the convenience of it and all that happy shit. But we got to keep companies in check with it, and I think that we need a big court case to fucking actually like litigate where the lines are right now.
Yeah, I don't think people realize, like, I fall on the side of the consumer, right? And I believe that, yes, if you own the physical copy, you should be able to do with physical copy as said you want to do. That includes if I own a John Deere tractor, I should be able to work on my fucking John Deere tractor. Right.
Right.
I mean, it's gonna, and the thing is, it's gonna fall to cars and stuff too. You know, right now, like Josh, you were talking about, you changed the serpentine belt on your fucking, mom's car today, right? What happens? What's gonna happen eventually is like, oh, you can't do that. Even though it's I can see like it'll be some kind of fucking tag or some kind of
there's
thing
shit like
or
this.
something.
Oh. Well, you know how like the aftermarket parts work on fucking cars.
Exactly.
So imagine this. Like here's another little example of stupid bullshittery that companies do. This time, Apple Edition. They are getting governments to be their personal armies for going after quote unquote counterfeit Apple screen replacements. So what's happening is that cell phone repair places are getting these broken screens that have like they're a screen and the digitizer. They're the screen and the touch sensor, basically all in one. And the glass is broken, but the actual screen itself, the display, is fine. So what they do is they send these displays off to China. They take that same display, slap new glass on it, send it back to the repair place. And the repair place puts it on there and like, bam, you have a refurbished phone. They're not selling them as brand new Apple screens. They're not advertising them as brand new Apple screens. But what Apple is doing is saying that because there's a little Apple logo on the fucking connector wire that the screen connects into the fucking phone, that these are counterfeit screens. Even though all they're doing is sending them over to China, they're getting reglassed and sent back.
Right.
It's the same screen.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking
Now
Christ.
imagine if that was happening in the fucking car realm. Imagine if you had this one piece, like one metal piece, and you just had to fabricate some other little piece to put on it, and then all of a sudden, fucking Ford wants to say that you're fucking counterfeiting Ford parts because you fabricated a little fucking piece to fit on their engine.
And how would you even revoke a tractor? Okay, I can tell you how. Okay, imagine that you're a farmer. Right, and you got one of these big 10,000-pound sons of bitches combine, John Deeres, and you're out there combining. The son bitch breaks down, right, and you find out it's your circuit board, your computer, right? So essentially,
like part of the ECM or something.
Yeah. So it breaks down. You call John Deere. Well, bring it in. Well, I can't bring it in. It's the middle of a goddamn field, right? So. They don't have a service to repair it, right? Okay, well, fuck it. I'll order the board myself and get a friend of mine who knows how to work on this shit to fix it. Wrong. Because as soon as you put that board on that is not authorized to be done by a John Deere dealership or whatever, you try to turn your tractor on, it ain't going to fucking work.
That is why hacked firmware exists for John Deere shit. That is why there is a whole... and of course, it was Russians that leaked this shit out. The what the software the technicians use to diagnose and test shit and unlock shit and install shit.
Right.
That got leaked out.
Yep.
And there are some farmers out there that have turned into some pretty fucking good hackers. I'm telling you what.
Hey, they got to do what they got to do. I know plenty of farmers who I ain't got time for this bullshit. I got to get the crops in.
The statement I never thought I'd hear. Farmers became pretty good hackers.
Dude, you'd be surprised. Well, a lot of the farmers are around my age now. Like the ones that are. I mean, there's some younger, of course, but they're.
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You're like fucking 60.
Yeah, I'm 900 years old, man. It's dude, the first tractor was just a cart with wheels. That was it.
It's funny. There was this video on YouTube. It's one of the rare things that Vice does good, like the good videos from Vice. But they go and show the situation with right to repair and farmers and tractors and what they're doing and what they're learning. People you wouldn't expect to be out there with a fucking laptop hacking their shit.
Right.
And just talking about how fucking hard it is. And the one guy's like, yeah, we got this tractor that's been in the family, fucking 80 years, something breaks down on it, but boom, I fucking fix it.
Yeah, exactly. It was so simple back then, right? It's just, well, Josh, I I got another. Since apparently the chat's getting restless, so go over this one last topic and probably call it a night. And I think you'd be interested in it. This is an article. A fan rewrote season 8 of Game of Thrones, and it goes viral on Reddit.
This is something I'll have to end up checking out.
Yeah. So let's see. Game of Thrones was a pinnacle of fantasy action television. However, the final season left viewers wanting. Honestly, the only good thing to come out of season 8 were the memes.
There's been some great memes.
Yeah. Fans are begging for a new season with a petition that currently has over 1.5 million signatures. Jesus fucking Christ.
Which I would say, like, I like that petition. Like, some people are like, sign a petition. Aren't you just crying man babies? Nah, it's a message. Everybody knows they're not going to remake season 8, but it is one of those, like, hey, HBO, you fucked up. They just want to tell HBO they fucked up in any way they can.
Yep. Well, it's just like you and I said though. You said it first, so I will give proper credit to the idea was from you. When George actually finishes his books, they can come out with a Brotherhood version of Game of Thrones that'll be more book accurate, and make even more money. So. See, longer and better. The author Alice Shipwise, I like that name, started the project shortly after the end of season 7 as a writing exercise. She details, I started this project shortly after season 7 wrapped, out of love and enthusiasm for the show. The 10th episode is currently in progress out of 11 total. I don't know why they repeated that twice. 11 episodes is already putting us past the measly 6 the producers Beanoff and Weiss version. The internet erupted after her friend, Reddit user Astrotrains, okay, I like that name, posted. My friend wrote a script for an entire alternate Game of Thrones season 8, and they are so fucking great. I'm buying Reddit ads. To help get the word out.
That's one hell of a fucking friend right there.
Yeah. Let's see. I guess they're just showing like little pieces of it here. It's like Game of Thrones season 8 episode 1 fealty. Season 8 premiere. The Night Watch regroups. Bran delivers dire news. A long-awaited reunion takes place. Dany, Jon, and Tyrion head for Winterfell. I think that kind of happened in the show, didn't it? Astro Trains later posted an update. Wow, I didn't think this would get upvotes. 500 karma for an ad seems kind of bananas. I initially put this ad up as a gift for a friend, Alice. It's honestly blown away expectations. I've shown it to Alice, and she's really surprised and tickled by the positive comments here. We want to be transparent and let everyone know that Alice has now decided to invest some of her own savings towards keeping the ad running. The title says that I am buying the ad, which that's just talking about the ad. Okay, the scripts are not bad, timid, however. Personally, I didn't mind these scripts. While I have not read them. While I have not read them. Okay.
Read all of them.
Okay, I've not read all of them. There were no big shocks or surprises that jumped out. Lyanna Mormont still pledged the allegiance to Jon Snow and Daenerys Targaryen, and Ira and Jon had a reunion scene. Everything we expected from the end of season 7 occurred. The only scene I could consider wildly different from what we were delivered or what was expected happened to be Jon proposing marriage. No, I'm serious. Context. Jon is trying to leave Dany after they had just slept together, ignoring Sam's wishes of talking to Bran, and he says it is not proper for the two of them to be together. He says if they get married, it will be appropriate for them to do this. How's this? Marry me and I'll warm your bed whenever you want.
This article needed an editor.
Yeah. That's the thing with I like bounding into comics, but sometimes they get a little overzealous. So, let's see, any comments yet? Oh yeah.
Did you know that both George R. Martin and HBO really wanted more like 10 to 11 seasons? And D&D, they were like, no, we could do this at 8. We got it. Don't worry, fam.
You shouldn't be worried. You should be very, very worried.
I mean, well, let's be honest. Starting in season 5, they started shitting the fucking bed. That might be why they wanted, like, hey, let's get
you know what? See, and, like, here's the thing about it. Like, it's really Ralph the Movie Maker put it best in his videos. Despite the super failed ending, it's not like Game of Thrones is a bad show overall. There's still a lot going for it with the cinematography and acting and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
But there's much worse out there. And yeah, it's not they didn't stick it like Breaking Bad.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
I'd kind of mentioned something like that as well, where I said once the sting of this final season is over, I think Game of Thrones will be more known for where it made those good strides rather than where it stumbled. Because like people can talk about how seasons 5 through 8 were not as good as 1 through 4, but then again, 1 through 4 is some of the best fucking television that I've ever watched. Like outside of like Breaking Bad.
You seen Better Call Saul yet?
I have not.
Oh, you'll like that. It's not even like the same kind of show, but it's still great. Because fucking Vince Gilliam is just fucking great.
Let's see.
But how excited are you now for them teaming up with Mr. Subverting Expectations to go ahead and forge out the new Star Wars?
I was worried, but Ryan Johnson has been shit canned, so I'm not too worried anymore.
No, wait, he has?
Yeah.
When did this happen?
Yeah, shit canned again?
Yeah. They've officially shit canned him. He's not getting a trilogy. See, that's what.
Well,
originally...
yeah, no, I knew he wasn't getting a trilogy, but
no,
he's
still
gone.
He's like
he
is not allowed. Yeah, he's not allowed to touch Star Wars anymore.
See, there was something semi recently where they were talking about him still being with it with the D&D guys and.
Yeah, they
so that must be some recent shit.
Because the one thing that I'm encouraged by, because D&D, they're still talking about they're going to do the Old Republic story, right? And it's being written by the person who did Alita Battle Angel.
I still need to see that because I actually heard that was pretty decent.
Yeah, so if Alita Battle Angel is as good as people say it was, and this person can pull that off, it still might be good. The one good thing, I guess the difference between film and television, I guess I'm hoping they just don't feel like they have to be rushed, right? Because it is a trilogy, so they know that they're walking in with 3 movies they can do this in.
And they can do more of what they want without having the expectations of like ATST.
I understood that
Vader.
reference. I understood that reference.
I clapped because I know what that is.
Admiral Akbar. No, that wasn't Admiral Akbar. That was another Mon Calamari. I thought it was Admiral Akbar.
That's fucking racist. Damn, dog.
Xavier says he's wondering why you didn't come party with him. Just letting you know.
Yeah, man. Why are you leaving a bro hanging? He's off getting gay with just his one friend instead of with you too.
He's being.
I already did.
He's being gay.
I already done told him I had to help somebody fucking move today, and I had to go fix fucking mom's car.
Yeah, but you could have been hung out and played Street Fighter with him and his gay friend. It'd have been fun.
No, dude. It would have been fucking fun if we actually do need to do that fucking next time, and we should try to because I swear to God, Martyr is only 45 minutes away from here. And just go drive up and fucking
Martyr or Piper?
I meant Piper.
I was like, I think Martyr's a little bit more than 45 minutes away. A little bit. I don't think you could get a plane. I don't think a plane ride would take more than 45 minutes.
We'll fucking pick up Piper and fucking shove her kid in the closet, and then we'll go to a barcade or something.
Yeah, there you go. But oh god, I was gonna make a point and I forgot what it was. But yeah, I forgot who it was. One of the big producers for Star Wars, and they actually said that Ryan Johnson and his round head are not doing anything anymore.
Who's got a rounder head? Do you think Matt Myers or Ryan Johnson?
It's going to be a toss up, in all honesty, because Ryan Johnson has a
I know who has balder. Head. I don't know who's round.
Yeah, you may know who's balder, but I'm swear that's a very round head. At least the comic book is mine, though. Yes,
the
comic
book. The fucking bat that Gwen had.
No, what'd she say?
Where fucking Scrump is just the cooler relative to Matt Myers. No, I need to get you this post. I need to get you this post. It was like, Gwen is like one of the most savage people that I end up actually knowing. Like, you have no idea.
I'm really upset. I'm really upset by that statement. Not because what she's saying is wrong, but because why did we not see this before?
Right. This is wow.
And Scrump was just like, Gwen, please.
I'm just gonna. Yeah.
It's the same fucking color palette too. Fuck.
Yep.
Jesus.
Wow. It's literally Matt with hair.
Yeah.
And,
See, you know
cooler
what we need to do
glasses,
now, right?
Cooler frames.
Oh yeah,
glasses,
definitely. Yeah,
like
cooler
frames.
glasses. Yeah.
We need to get Scrump to shave his fucking head.
Yeah.
He needs to shave his head.
And then and then just go with a goatee.
Yeah, and just go with the goatee.
Yeah.
Jesus. God damn.
That's good.
Gwen, the secret savage. Fuck.
Mm-hmm. In case y'all don't know, Scrump's a friend of ours. That's why we're busting.
No, we hate Scrump.
Yeah, we hate some.
He is a gigantic piece of garbage. Me just get this screen cap from a DM that he and I had. It's be warned when you show this to people, Wayne. He throws some very hurtful language in here.
Okay.
I know which one you're talking about too.
This will probably be the last thing I show for the night, but yeah, okay. Oh yeah, I remember this. Okay. I'll read this. I guess we don't need the top part, do we?
I mean, you can.
Okay.
Here's a little context.
Yes, I think they also kind of want me, and by kind of I mean help Jordan. The thirsty traps are going to kill me one day, and Jordan said, "Inward with bees. You are on your own." Scrump says, "Help." And Jordan provides the only persistence he can offer, which is the Bible.
I am so very glad that you read that out, Wade, because fucking your potato internet is making the words illegible.
Oh yeah, no, I can't zoom in anymore, or you would lose the meaning of the thing.
Yeah, and and just the bit rate you can handle. It's like, oh, the stream is trying. It's trying so hard.
It's trying so bad.
Yeah. Maybe one day. And as far as Mata,
you would have better internet if they would serve it to you.
Exactly. That's exactly the point. As far as Mata said, it seems I can't go a day without making myself look stupid on streams. Don't worry about it, dude. We're not.
That's why my response was like, just like all of us.
Yeah. It's like, you're in good company here. Nobody's gonna fucking cares.
Oh no, dude, I'm retarded. You should hear what I say off stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say shit like fucking hyperboil.
Yeah, hyperboil, and you haven't said epitome yet, so I give you that.
That's always my favorite thing when you're in TeamSpeak, Wayne. You're like, Josh, can you say that again for me?
Let's see. I should have busted your ass on fucking the bed off.
Bean off, yeah, whatever, yeah. I don't know these people. I don't care about Hollywood. But yeah, so I think this is a good place to end it because apparently Nick Ricade is going to do a stream anyway, the Madman, even though he said he wasn't going to do one. So.
Oh yeah, tomorrow's your.
Well, no, we don't know yet.
Your Ricade stream, is it?
No, we don't know yet. We're still
okay.
We're still in the planning stages.
Not them deets.
Yeah, I don't want to announce nothing yet until we actually have a firm date. So, But anyway. Guys, we appreciate you coming out for tonight. Hopefully Piper survived, and she'll be back tomorrow night. And everything. So you all have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Smiles back.